So, where were we? So, irradiance is defined as the energy incident per unit per time. So, a light source will irradiate a surface. This formula, which is in the formula sheet, I equals P over A, with the corresponding unit watts per meter squared. An understanding of irradiance is relevant to a range of applications. For example, because the sun gives out light and heat, and we want to keep an eye on the intensity, the irradiance of that. Lord, thank you for your blessing, man. Every bloody morning, nigga, gotta get that blessing, fam. Understanding. Gotta bring that message, fam. Peanut butter sticky, get me out that message, jam. Them Giuseppe shoes won't delay that. If Earth's atmosphere is changing, for example, due to global warming, and the irradiance of the sun changes, it could lead to certain parts of Earth having more energy from the sun hitting it, or less, which could change, the makeup of that, could make it a desert, could melt ice, things like that. The performance requires if you want to put solar panels on the roof of your house, where should they face, what size should they be, how many hours a day will they actually get sunlight, how much energy will they produce? Will it take 30 years for the cost of having them installed to become equal with the energy that you save? Okay. In the long run, are you going to live in the house for that amount of time? In the 30 years, will technology advance so that your stuff on the roof is out of date and more expensive? Lots of practical ways to think about it. So, irradiance and distance. The power of a source of light, as you get further away from it, will decrease. Now, to investigate the relationship between light and the distance of a point of light, we're going to do a simple experiment. For those of you not here, I will find a version of this experiment on YouTube that you can watch in your own time, and I'll put that in the OneNote as well. Today though, we're just going to use a lamp, a phototransistor, and a light detector. The light detector is placed from the lamp. The distances are measured with the ruler. The voltage across the phototransistor gives a measure of the light irradiance at each position. Okay, we're using voltage as a way to measure how intense the light is. If the light is intense, it will be a high voltage. If the light is less intense, the voltage will decrease. The light detector, that's fine, that's for our light detector. The background light intensity is subtracted from each measurement to give the irradiance due to the bulb at each position. You might see a which says why might the results not be correct, or what would you have to do? Obviously, if you're not in a room that's just completely dark and the only source of light is your bulb, you've got the lamps or the bulbs that are on in the ceiling, and you've got the daylight. Now, we won't notice it, but in the next 35 minutes, what will happen to the light level in the classroom? It'll decrease, okay? Sunset is just before 4 o'clock, sun's on its way down. If you were doing this as a scientist in a university, you would be in a room which is completely dark. You probably wouldn't be in the room, you would set it up so you can control it from outside, and you would investigate the bulb or the source that way. However, we're in classroom, we've got light, we've got blinds that don't shut because the cord's not there. So we'll just take a value and we'll work with it. You have a results table. What we're going to add into this results table is a column, distance squared, and 1 divided by distance squared. So we'll pause there and I'll have a look at the equipment, and I'll put a YouTube video on showing the equipment and how it's used.